Thank you very much for coming. My name is Darren from HEJ.tax. I'm a tax advisor, and this is?
My name is Michael Dye. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer, and we're based primarily in California. We have an office here in Dubai as well. I'm back and forth every month, and so we handle all U.S. immigration.
And then our team would help with pre-immigration tax planning, and then once you actually make the move, compliance to actually doing the tax returns in the U.S. and any other jurisdictions to which you may be exposed.
Healthcare system in the U.S. very different. Obviously, everything's private care. If you are a resident, there's so many different providers in the U.S. It's really hard to say specifically. It's case by case, and it's based on your specific situation. But being a resident, they will offer you more beneficial plans generally than if you were not. The thing is, in the U.S., you can find a healthcare policy. You don't have to be a resident, but if you're not a resident, you're going to pay much higher. And then if you're coming in as a B1, B2 visitor and for some reason you need healthcare, sure, you'll find a provider to give it to you. It's not going to be cheap. But if you're there long term as a worker, authorized to work, and then even more than that, as a resident, you'll find lesser and lesser cost plans. But as you know, there are thousands of plans to choose from in the U.S., and the system's just absolutely different than in many countries. To answer your question, it is cheaper than being not a resident. There is no public healthcare system in the U.S. until you reach an older age. So for working class professionals, you're buying private care unless your employer covers you. Then you go into what's called Medicare, and then in other cases, if you're lower income, there's Medicaid. So those things trigger on at an older age. But if you're coming in to work for a company, for example, as a salaried person, usually your employer is going to give you some type of healthcare coverage where they're going to cover all of it or a part of it. But if you're self-employed, you have your own company, you need to get your own private healthcare. And yeah, the U.S. system is just different in that aspect for sure.